Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for more I Would Camp That. It's getting a little snowy out here in Creston. It's about -2 degrees Celsius, which is nowhere near my limit. I do have some potentially bad news regarding this camping trip, though. I've been looking at the weather reports. For those of you who have been tuning into the previous videos, I basically fled Alberta for my vacation because Alberta's falling into an ice age. Well, it looks like BC is sort of following suit over the next few days. Don't know that it's going to get quite as bad as Alberta is right now, but it's close. I'm not quite ready to go home yet. I kind of want to try to make a go of it for maybe another night, maybe two. But if the weather does get to the point where it's that bad, we're talking like -20 degrees Celsius bad, there's no way I can consistently live in that. And like even going out and doing a night of that in a local spot back home, like I can't keep my equipment from freezing to save my life. And I mean, I can keep myself warm. I've got a military sleeping bag in the back, but I got to think of my equipment. I got to think of my truck battery. I got to think of the road conditions and all that stuff too. So I'll take some time today to kind of think about what we're going to do. I'd still like to get out and see some more stuff with you folks. If I do have to cut the trip short, I apologize for that. But I mean, it's out of my control. I mean, Canadian winters, there's only so much you can do. It was a risk coming out on a trip like this anyway. I mean, I'm grateful for whatever time we get together anyway. But, you know, as one of my old college teachers used to say, control what you can control. But for the time being, I'm just going to get moving and I'll let you know where we end up.
We now head to a place I've been yearning to see again after all this time. For anyone seeking to go further west from Creston, there are two options that lay before you. A trip northbound on the 3A will take you to a free ferry that will take you across Kootenay Bay to Balfour, just northeast of Nelson. However, a drive west will take you to the beautiful, breathtaking mountain pass known as the Creston Salmo Pass. It's been years since I've been on this road, and though it can be quite treacherous in the winter, it is an indescribably gorgeous sight for those willing to brave the road. I feel a sense of awe and intimidation on this pass as the mountains and trees close in around me, as if threatening to overtake me and swallow me whole. It truly gives me a sense of how small I really am in this massive world that we call home. And I can assure you, as you look at this, the camera does not do this place justice.
We're back in Creston. I think today's going to be a bit of a down day. Those are important when you're camping. I love driving. I love exploring. I love, seeing different things. Ever since I was a kid, even, like just going on trips with my family. I mean, I'd be like 7 years old and wishing I could be the one driving and I could rip down all these back roads and stuff. But, well, realistically back then, my feet wouldn't have even reached the pedals. So a quick question. Do I look like a pilot with these big, bulky headphones on? Cool. Well, just humor me and say yes. So I just finished editing the first video. I'm getting ready to export it. The export process is what I've been worried about with this tiny little laptop. It is pretty hard on a computer. So here's to hoping, fingers crossed, say a little prayer, whatever good vibes you want to send me. Hopefully my laptop don't catch fire when I try to export this video. For anyone who doesn't know what export means, it's when you basically convert the video from the editing timeline to an actual rendered and uploadable video. Okay, you can do it. You are mighty. You have the will of the warrior. The blessing of Bill Gates is with you. Okay, here we go. The process has started. First time ever doing this on my laptop. First time ever doing this when I'm not at home and I'm literally just sitting on a street right now with Wi-Fi. And if it don't work, well, my face is probably going to look a little like that.
So one of the best parts of the export stage while you're on the road is I don't need Wi-Fi to export a video from my editing software. That will come next in the upload stage. Now the best part about this is while the little laptop that could does its thing, I can go somewhere else to take a break from all the sitting, find some place I can stretch my legs. I could be editing in the back of my truck, but I've been spending my time in the cab as I've been in a place where a lot of people pass by in Creston and I don't want to attract any unwanted attention. As much as I'm enjoying editing in the truck, it does get pretty uncomfortable after a while. And as the day goes on, thoughts of the impending polar vortex weigh heavily on my mind, as I know that I may have to cut my original plan to live out of the truck for 10 days short. However, I'm trying to stay positive, and the best thing I can do at this point is just enjoy the mild weather while I can, continue the adventure as long as possible, and just enjoy my time in beautiful British Columbia. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned in my time as a truck camper is that in this hustle-bustle rat race of a world where we're so busy and we're rushing to get from one thing to the next, it's truly important to stop and enjoy the little things. That little lookout on the side of the road, that little point of interest, that random road that might not lead anywhere, but it's still interesting and beautiful in its own way. I've come to a point in my life where I'd rather chase after experiences above all else. Oh, and push-ups, exercise. That's important too. And I'm happy to say that after this little outing, my video exported successfully.
Well, when did you folks get back here? Well, we're just at a public park in Creston right now. It's getting a little late in the afternoon and I haven't had lunch yet. So I'm going to break out the big camp stove because he has yet to see any action this trip. And we're going to do up some steak, and I think we'll do up some corn as well too. I'm just going to check to see what we have in the fridge. Be right back. I just moved over to a picnic table. There's quite a few families here with small children, and well, I don't think I need to tell you what conclusions people jump to if some lone weirdo is hanging out with a camera. So The steak here turned out pretty good, about medium. Corn's always a good go-to. I'm finding that the smaller cans of niblet corn are better. I was buying the bigger ones before, and that's too much food even for 2 people. And the fridge is doing way too good of a job because I'm about to experience what avocado slush tastes like. Now, if you're like me and lack dexterity, you probably find scooping an avocado a little difficult sometimes. Not the case with avocado slush. What has science done? I'm just gonna go ahead and polish this off camera, just so I don't wig anyone out.
After finishing my meal, I now had to decide where I was going to call camp for the night. I couldn't deny that the mountains were calling to me once again. I made my way out to the Creston Salmo Pass once more, hoping I could find a place to pull off and call home. However, I knew this could prove difficult, as much of the roadside turnouts were covered in heavy snow from a combination of the consistent snowfall and the snowplows hard at work. But I've learned that in the truck camper life, things don't always go as planned. Heck, they often don't go as planned. But that's half the fun, isn't it? The adventures that are unplanned, unexpected. And I was about to find out that the deeper I went into this overwhelming mountain pass, the more treacherous it would become. Here's to hoping I survive for a part 4 video. Thanks for watching.